All right, y'all. I'm live in the torture chamber. Um, you'll see the in-screen little ESPN thing. I'm not gonna try to look at that in case it's ahead in the game. Appreciate anyone that stops by. Um, y'all leave comments. I can see your comments. Um, If you want to come live and you have my personal number, feel free to shoot me a text. Um, I can send you a link to StreamYard, and you don't have to sign up for anything or anything like that. And I'd be more than welcome to have y'all hop in and chat with me for a little bit during the game or halftime or whatever it is. I do have two kids. I'm going to try and get through this stream. My daughter sleeps in the basement, which is where I podcast. So I'm going to have to be a little quiet in the second half if I continue to do this. Might move upstairs where I can be a little more vocal. Want to let y'all know I'm watching this game on my phone so I can do this. Appreciate y'all tuning in, whether it's for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, or the whole time. So, like I said, if you guys got comments or chats or anything like that at all, feel free to comment and, watch me in hell here. We got the coin toss going on right now with the honorary captains. Another thing I want to get out there, this is my first time doing, essentially first time. We did the live stream for the Marquette game last year, but there were about 8 of us there. So this is my first time solo doing this. There might be some awkward silences. There might be a lack of words. I don't know what to say really, but I'm going to do the best I can here. It's going to be a lot of me rambling and a lot of me losing my mind. So, thanks for tuning in. Before we get going, for those of you that didn't watch the pod that are tuning into this, I believe I had Seattle 24-21. I think it's going to be an awfully close game. And pretty much just here we go. I'm nervous as all hell, like literally ready to puke. That's how nervous I am. But couldn't not at least attempt to live stream this. Tavern Takes has been going for over a year, and I know we don't get like the highest of views and whatever, but for those of you that tune in and watch us occasionally, all the time, whatever, we can't thank you guys enough. Like the fact that this was like a 2015 dream that Josh and I had, and we actually created a Facebook page for it. Not 2015, it was like 2017, 2018. And it kind of just never got off the ground. But I'm super proud of the guys that have been podcast, all the guests, all the regulars, B. Kurt, Will, Sawyer, Ed every once in a while when he can. Sawyer's got a kid. I got 2 kids. Eddie's got 2 kids. B. Kurt and Sawyer also coach high school basketball, and they make time for this when they can. And Josh is recently married. So, just appreciate everybody. Get that out of the way now as we watch Joe Montana flip the coin. I don't have the sound on, so looks like I think the Seahawks won the toss. I think. And I believe they're obviously going to defer if they did. Can't exactly tell who won that toss, but I believe it was Seattle, and I believe they deferred. See if I can get the closed captionings on here and see what happened there. New England won the toss and elected to receive in the second half. All right, so Seattle's going to start with the ball. Well, let's see what Sammy D's got. I'm gonna, I don't know, I guess I'll give my best to play-by-play this. I'm not gonna give you the personnel and all that other stuff. So, also not gonna get to watch the commercials, which, whatever. But just, man, I went to back-to-back Super Bowls in 13 and 14, and obviously the last time we played these guys, Russ threw that interception at the one, and as much as I've wanted to indulge all the content and all of that stuff this week, I have not rewatched that 2014 Super Bowl to this, or what have it been, 15? No, 14. I've not rewatched that Super Bowl to this day. I refuse to. I won't do it. It was on February 1st. My birthday's on February 2nd. I turned 21 the next day, and I legitimately, I was at UW Parkside for college at that point in time, and I literally cried. So I absolutely refuse to watch absolutely refuse to watch that Super Bowl. So, I mean, here we go, doing this live just makes me nervous as all hell. I'm just going to ramble. I ain't got a whole lot to say. People come up. Let's just do this. I've been waiting for 2 weeks on the edge of my chair here. Would have liked to win that coin toss. That would have been nice. Shout out to anybody who was live betting this stuff and won the coin toss. Congratulations. That's a hell of a start. Steve Largent's raising the 12 flag on a very small pole on the sideline. And Malcolm Butler, of course they had Malcolm Butler ringing their damn bell. Would expect nothing less. All right, let's do this stuff. So it looks like we got Shaheed and Velus Jones Jr. back deep. Borregales got the ball on the tee. And let's do this. Here we go. Looks like they're not going to kick it to Rashid. Can't say I blame him. Probably wouldn't kick it to him either. So out comes Sammy Darnold. Seattle will take over from there 30-35. I always forget if they kick it in the end zone. I believe it's the 35. Patriots got a stout run defense. So we'll see what they do here. All right, Darnold under center. They're going to run it to Walker. Walker's got a crease on the edge, and he's going to get about 8 to 9 there. Actually, they're going to give him the first down. That's a real good start. With Milton Williams in the lineup, the Patriots have not given up over 50 yards rushing. So that start right there, big. Did they give them that first? Yes, they did. All right, 1st and 10. Darnold under center again. They're going to run it again. And that's more of what I expected. About absolutely nothing there. Probably lost one. So we got about 2nd and 11 here. Yeah, Darnold's going to have to throw the ball today. There's no avoiding that. It looks like they gave him back to the line of scrimmage. So we got 2nd and 10 here. Darnold's in the shotgun. I think that's Halani next to him. JSN in motion. AJ Barner, that was a very close pass that might have been able to be picked, but he snuck it in there, and that's another first down for Seattle. That's a little closer. You could tell the first option on that play was definitely JSN, but he didn't like it. Marcus Jones jumped that route, but here we go. Seattle going quick. Fake run, fake reverse, going long to Kupp. And he's got it. Let's go. Let's go. That's a hell of a start. Nice throw. Nice catch, Coop. Hey, I don't think he caught that. That's probably coming back. Seattle going tempo to try and avoid it. They got a playoff, so it's going to stand. Play's going nowhere. Throw it away. Throw it away. Sam throws it away. All right. Yep. I think that definitely should have been reviewed. Seattle kind of just going tempo there to get off a play. That was definitely not, I don't think that was a catch. Yeah, I pretty confident that was not a catch. But nonetheless, here we are. You take what you can get. Red zone, 2nd and 10. Walker in the backfield, Kupp in motion. Looks like Darnold's changing the play. Walker gets maybe 2 to 3. Looking at an early 3rd and 7 here. See what Kubiak's got dialed up here. You know, you'd love to get 7 here. You'd absolutely love to get 7 here. But most important thing here is for Sam to take care of the ball. All right, 3rd and 7. Sam's in the shotgun. Looks like Shaheed went in motion. New England looks like they're coming. They're coming. Sam not even close to Rashid. All right, field goal it is. Yeah, that's almost a throwaway. Just not taking a sack there. Shaheed never really had a chance at that ball, but neither did the corner, so I love that. Need Myers to not be a bum. Attaboy. All right. It's not a touchdown, but it's 3. We take 3. See what Drake May's got now. Been the talk all week. Oh. Would have loved a touchdown there. That throw to Kupp was not a catch. Want that on record. But in a twisted way, it worked out in New England's favor because Seattle did that first down play, which was they were clearly not all on the same page. And it was just like, let's hike this ball so we can get going. So 3 is 3. But let's see what we got going on here. Loved the early first down run that got a couple yards. Looked like New England kind of did what I thought they were going to do. I think this game is going to be a lot of Drake May and Sam Darnold dropbacks. I think both teams are very good against the run. The kind of question is, does New England give Travion Henderson a couple more touches? You know, he's kind of more their home run guy. but he's kind of a liability in pass pro. Ramondre Stevenson had a fumbling problem, but basically hasn't fumbled in the last 3 months, I believe, since that Pittsburgh game. And if they do what they've been doing throughout the playoffs, they're going to lean heavily on Ramondre, which I am more of a fan of because he's not necessary. He can break one, but way less likely to break one than Travion Henderson. So we'll see what Mike Vrabel's got schemed up here. Or not Vrabel, Josh McDaniels. I mean, Vrabel's the head coach, but I'm sure he's deferring a lot of this to Josh McDaniels. All in all, points on a first drive, you can't hate it. Looks like New England's probably going to blitz a lot. So they like to blitz into zone, which is play zone on the back end, which has caused Darnold a lot of problems. Darnold, when teams blitz and then go into man, Darnold's pretty good against it. But here we are. All right. Looks like Myers has got her all lined up. Waiting for the ref to give him the all clear to keep going. And Myers kicks it away. Looks like he's going to keep her in play. Here comes Marcus Jones. Good tackle. Good tackle. Trust the special teams. I see what Drake Mays got here. Drake Mays had a great year. I was on record like midway through the year. I believe I said some crazy thing like May was the next Rodgers, which little crazy to say, but nonetheless, he's been good. He's played 3 tough defenses in the playoffs, and they've given him issues. But we'll see what happens here. Here we go. First down, Drake May under center. Wide receiver in motion, and Ramondre is going to get about 5'6". Seattle's going to play nickel all game. Like, for those of you who've never watched the Seahawks this year or only watched them against the Rams, Seattle believes their front is good enough to stop the run without having to play base defense. So it looks like he got 6 there. Mays under center. They're going to go back to him again, and he stopped short. But it's third and manageable here. I think that's a start a Patriots fan would love to see. Stevenson with 8 yards through 2 carries. Puts them in 3rd and 2. And, they're going to line Stevenson out wide. And it looks like they got empty backfield. We'll see what happens. Oh, they're going to bring him back in. And 3rd and 2, Drake's got time, and Stevenson's going to get the first down. Didn't look like Seattle bought blitz. I believe Julian Love missed that tackle. Could have had him before the line to gain, and he just kind of whiffed. Yep. So it'll be first down, New England. Can't say this is anything I haven't expected so far. Drake May is under center. Fake reverse, fake run. They're going to check it down outside. Pop Douglas makes a man miss. Pretty good chunk there. Probably 7 on first down. So do you, Sawyer. You suck as well. You can see on the screen, Sawyer says Julian Love sucks. Not true. Second and 2, Drake May. They're going to run it again, and they're going to get the first down. What I don't like about this start so far, excuse me while I rearrange my hat, is they're running the ball better than I thought they would. I'd say this is probably 4-down territory. On the plus side, Drake May, shotgun, back to pass. Hall, got him. Let's go. Let's go, Derek Hall. Let's go. I think that's more of a coverage sack. Working on Will Campbell, struggled a lot in the playoffs. His chip block certainly didn't help him as he pushed him to where he needed to go. Yeah, I don't even know if that's really on Campbell. That's probably more on that chip block who pushed Derek Hall to him. 2nd and 20, May in shotgun. Seattle brings 4. May's going to run. Good tackle by Eamon. He probably still got 11 on that. 11 to 12. So it's going to be 3rd and like 8. It's a big stop from Eamon. Good to see him with that injury get out there and make that play. Because if he doesn't make that play, May puts him in about 3rd and 5. 3rd and 9. May's back in shotgun. Got it back to his right. Seattle showing pressure, and they bring it. Witherspoon chasing. May throws it to absolutely nobody. Not sure how that was not. Oh, he's out of the tackle box, but New England's going to have to punt. Yeah, Seattle showed late pressure. And to be honest, he probably looks like he had the post route, but I don't ever think he was going to have time to throw that. We'll see if the Patriots decide to do some funny business. Looks like a normal punt formation. Yep, they're going to punt it. And it's going to be fair caught at the 9. All right. I can't say that first offensive possession instilled a lot of confidence in me, but that's what I expected defense to look like. Gave up a little more in the run game. That sack was big because putting New England behind the sticks makes Drake May have to throw. And that's when you can let them tee off. Our front 4 tee off, which we don't blitz a lot, but that was a great blitz by great blitz call by Mike Mack there. Bringing Spoon off the corner, and May really didn't have much of an opportunity if he didn't have a slant route or a goal ball lined up there. So, like what I see defensively, New England's going to get yards. Like, this is a Super Bowl. This isn't going to be – I'd love it to be 41-6, but that's not what's going to happen today. New England's too good. The defense is too good. We just need Sam to take care of the ball. And honestly, on that first drive, Sam put a ball in harm's way that I didn't necessarily love to see. It worked out. The 3rd down play, that ball was not in harm's way. It was never going to be caught by anybody. It was almost a throwaway. So I wouldn't say that was putting it in harm's way, but that I think it was like a 2nd down or 1st down play to A.J. Barner on that first drive. Been a couple of them. So need Sam to settle in. Clint's got to dial up dial up some of that boot play action where the tight end chips and Sam rolls out, and you give him a couple gimmies to get him going here, because wasn't exactly in love with what happened on that first drive from Seattle, considering that Cooper Kupp play was, I mean, if y'all want to comment, but I'm pretty confident that was not a catch. Don't know how the NFL doesn't stop that. I actually thought it was a pretty clear non-catch, but is what it is. I'm sure we'll hear about it after the game if Seattle were to win as by 3 or something like that. All right, we're back. Sam backed up worries me a little bit here, because they're going to try and run on first down, and if they can't do anything with it, New England's going to bring some pressure. So let's see. Sam's in the shotgun. Looks like he's got A.J. Barner and Kenneth Walker in the backfield. They're going to send someone in motion. Here's the play I wanted. Sam throws an iffy ball to JSN. Nothing doing. That's the play I just called for, where you have a tight end chip and then you have them roll out and give Sam a nice easy one. But New England played it very well. That actually wasn't a bad ball from Sam, to be honest with you. All right, 2nd and 10 in the shotgun. Sam's back, gonna throw. He's got not JSN. Yeah. Got JSN for about 4. These are the money downs. Like, there's no way to swing this. These are the downs that Sam has to make throws if we're going to win this game. Not saying he's got to make this particular throw, but just got to take care of it, man. All right, Sam in the shotgun. Halani's back there with him. Got A.J. Barner in motion. New England sends 4 off the edge. Sam breaks it, and he had JSN. Oh, he had him, and he missed him. Sam did a really good job to avoid that sack. He just, JSN's walking into the end zone if he hits him. That was a good sim pressure from New England. Dixon hits a missile. New England's going to start at their own 36. Sawyer, I don't think the JSN slow was the problem with that. All right. I got to check on the fam. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, I'm back. Um, Sawyer, I'd be doing a TD celebration if I were him. I'd love to know your 40 time, Sawyer. I would absolutely love to know your 40 time. 5'2", 5'3", if not worse. So far, Seattle's got a lead, but I wouldn't hate this if I was New England. 4-3-4. Yeah. All right. Maybe like 10 years ago, you ran a 4-3. I wouldn't be discouraged if I was a Pats fan right now. I'll say that. Running the ball pretty well. Other than that one sack that set them back, that's about it. So we'll see what's going on here. All right, second drive. We got Drake May under center. I think Henderson's in the backfield. They're going to fake it. May has some sort of a rush, finds, I don't know who it was, but he's wide open. Kayshon Boutte wide open in the zone. That's probably a good 20-yard gain. Definitely probably in field goal range already. At about 47, and they tried to run, and that went absolutely effing nowhere. Drake May and Ernest Jones blew that up immediately. Yeah, they went quick, and they went in shotgun. And Drake Thomas was in the backfield, kind of missed, and then Ernest Jones was half a second behind him, and they probably lost 4 there. Seattle's showing pressure on 2nd and 14. See if they come with it. They do come with it. He gets it out quick, but Josh Jobe makes an excellent tackle in the open field. They might have lost another yard there. Seattle's defense showing up early. How many did they even bring there? They still only brought 4 or 5 there. Josh Jobe did an excellent job on the swing route. Showing blitz again. Eamon Wari off the edge. We got 3rd and 15. They kind of come with it, and he's going to get sacked again. Let's go. Mike Mack in his bag early. Devin Witherspoon on the sack. Oh, man, he just swung an offensive lineman. Punts away. Shaheed's back at his own 8. He's going to catch it. And he's going to get to about the 12. Not sure he should have caught that one, but Seattle's got May in trouble early. I'll say that. Offense has got to wake up here. I know we were backed up. I know Kubiak wanted to be aggressive, but didn't like. Sawyer's wife is trolling me, but I'm not so sure it's not Sawyer trolling me as his wife on his wife's Facebook page. So I'm not even going to dignify that question. If it actually is Becca, hi Becca. But I highly doubt it is. This is around what I expected. These are two good defenses. Two good defenses and two offenses that, May was in the running for MVP, but he really struggled against the better defenses, and the New England fans will tell you weather, blah, 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 whatever. So, again, it's going to be a grind. Maybe it is Becca because she says hi, Cole, but shout out Becca for allowing Sawyer to do podcasts and taking care of Riker. Also, side note here, FaceTime Sawyer today, and our two sons saw each other for the first time. They are only just over 5 months old, but still kind of a cool thing. I don't know what the fire is. If you're saying the stream is fire, thank you. If you're saying fire me, I also don't blame you. Never said this was going to be good. I'm just sweating this out live. Doing what I can. No, I'll periodically bring up some NFL stuff during the commercials too. The Max Crosby stuff is kind of interesting. Be real interested to see if he actually goes anywhere. But that would be a good landing spot, or that'd be a good, player to pick up for some of these teams. But we're back. Darnold's under center. I think we got to run it once here. Got to at least run it once. Ran it. And maybe 2 yards. Got to at least give them the thought that we're going to do it. Oh, they actually ran it with Helani there. Not sure if something's going on with Walker or they're giving him a break, but kind of weird to see Helani get a carry there. Oh, there's Kenneth. They're going to run to Walker, and he's going to get maybe one more. So we're going to have 3rd and long again. They keep trying to send Shaheed in motion, but New England's not buying it. I think they're going to have to do that. They're going to have to run that sweep. Barrymore and Milton Williams are studs in the center of that line. So let's see what we got here. We got Darnold in shotgun. I got to assume New England's bringing the pressure. Snap goes away. They bring 5. Darnold's got time. Checks it down to Barner, who gets the first down. Hang on to the ball. Attaboy. It's a great job from Darnold. Better job from the O-line. Looks like they brought 5. Maybe they only brought 4. Barnold checked down right away and made a guy miss. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. All right. Darnold under center. Looks like he's checking out of the play. They're going to toss it to Rashid, who loses probably 5 to 6. I said they were going to need to do it to make him honor it, but New England was ready. So tip your hat there. I said they were going to have to give it. And that's just a good play by New England. Backed up to what I would call probably 2nd and 15. Yep. Sam's going to have to throw twice here, so we hold our breath. Maybe once. Here comes New England, and he got through right away. Pass to JSN. Darnold had no time. They brought Spillane and a safety on a blitz, and he just had no time. He was lucky to even get that out, to be honest with you. 3rd and 15. I would expect Walker's in. This is a run. They're going to send him out wide. They're going to throw it. Darnold, not even close for JSN. Not sure what Sammy's going for there, but at least it's not a pick. Dixon's definitely going to punt this. Gets it away, and not one of his best efforts to the 35. Seattle covers it extremely well, and he's probably going to lose a couple yards on that return. Seattle's defense can't hold up all day. Well, they can, but I prefer they didn't have to. So offense is going to have to get going here. Going to have to figure something out. Can't have these. Last one wasn't a 3-and-out, but all right, New England from their own 33. They're going to hand it off, and Stevenson's going to push the pile forward for probably 5 to 6, and that's probably going to be the end of the first quarter. Yep. And with that note, I'm going to be periodically checking on my family as my wife is dealing with 2 kids upstairs. So I'm going to go check on the fam. We back. Also, for those of you who don't know, my wife is a giant Vikings fan, and she set her pride today to pride aside today to put on a Seahawks long sleeve. So shout out her. Back to the Max Crosby stuff. Y'all want to comment if you're watching? Let me know where you think good landing spots would be for him. There's some decent smoke with Seattle because Seattle actually offered 2 firsts for Max Crosby at the trade deadline, and they said no. Would be curious if they'd be willing to do that again. Um, I've seen the Commanders. I've seen Dallas. I've seen New England. Actually, that defensive line for New England would be absolutely nuts if they were to somehow pull off Max Crosby. We'll do a free agency pod when it comes around. Things you can look out for on the pod coming up too are probably a decent amount of college basketball talk. Sawyer's Marquette Golden Eagles will not be in the NCAA tournament this year. Wisconsin might not be either, but they're sitting decent right now. They kind of got hosed yesterday, but also make your free throws. So you hate to complain that much. Can't put it in the ref's hands. Never deserved to win a game that you put in the ref's hands, so I can't be too upset. All right, we're back. Got 2nd and 5 for New England. Drake May in the shotgun. Looks like he's got Stevenson. They're going to throw. Look like RPO to Hunter Henry. And looks like May threw it a little bit behind him. Kobe Bryant probably could have come up with it if he wasn't looking to make the hit, but he kept his head down and was worried about laying the boom. So got 3rd and 5 here. May's in the shotgun. You got Diggs in motion. Seattle showing like they're going to blitz again. And they run it, and it goes absolutely nowhere. Jaron Reed had absolutely none of that. Need the offense to wake up here. Defense can only do so much. Leonard Williams and Jaron Reed were having none of that. See if New England actually punts it away, and they do. Shaheed's going to fair catch this at the 22. Righto. See what you got here. While we're sitting here and their NBC's doing their little whatever, some teams I kind of like next year. I hate the Packers, but you know, their second best offensive player dies. Not dies, but tears his ACL. All right, never mind. We're back to the game already. I'll get into it at the next commercial. Donald's in shotgun. He's going to fake the run. He's going deep for Shaheed. Oh, that's a hell of a play by Christian Gonzalez. That's a really, really, really good play by Christian Gonzalez. Because if he doesn't make that play, I think Shaheed catches that. That is a very good play by Christian Gonzalez. 2nd and 10, Sam in shotgun again. This is just going to be Sam chucking the ball. And it's not Sam chucking the ball, and it's Ken Walker on the edge, and he's still going. All right. No flags? All right. As I'm getting ready to say that this is just going to be Sam Darnold chucking the ball, they run a little, I don't know what you want to call it, not a halfback draw, halfback zone maybe, and Canine bounces it outside, makes a couple dudes miss. Seattle going quick. Darnold gets the ball tipped. Seattle's definitely trying to go tempo. They're going to give it to Walker. Walker's going to have a big hole on the right. There he goes. Walker's going to go down to New England 17. And so much for that 50-yard rusher stuff, because I believe K9's got 50 already. Also, I took the ESPN thing off because I actually noticed the red zone show up before the play happened, and I ain't living for that. So, 1st and 10 from the 17. Darnold under center. They're going to run it again. K9 makes a man miss. Does not make another man miss. Loses about 2 there. K9 doing a hell of a job, proving why we need to pay him this offseason. But made a guy miss, and hell of an open field tackle from, I believe, it's 21 on New England. 2nd and 12. Unless they're settling for field goals again, Darnold's going to have to chuck it here. Looks like he's got Kupp in the backfield, and he gets absolutely murdered off the edge. I don't know if that's a fumble or not, but I'm pretty sure he threw the ball. And they're bringing it. No doubt about it. Yeah, he definitely threw that. There's no question he threw the ball, but that's a free rusher on Sam, and that's not even Sam's fault. That's just New England. They're coming hard. Third and 12. They're going to pitch it to Kenneth Walker. And it's worked all year, but New England was absolutely ready for that play call. So kick another field goal. Nothing's looked pretty about any of this at all, but defense is going to have to keep doing defense things if we're going to win this game. Come on, Myers. And the kick is away right down the middle. Attaboy. Ain't nothing pretty about 6-0. Sure, everybody at home's pissed. If my team wasn't playing in this, I'd be pissed too. So, let's get back to the NFL teams I like next year. I hate Green Bay. There's no secret about that for any of you who listen to the podcast. But when your second best offensive player tears his ACL midseason, Micah Parsons gets hurt, and Devontae Wyatt, their best run-stuffing defensive tackle, gets hurt, and you still get to the playoffs, albeit they definitely limped into the playoffs, and they blew that lead. But I think Green Bay is going to be a problem in the NFC next year. So I'll start with NFC. I think Green Bay is a problem in the NFC. I would have thought Philly, if they would have, because Philly does this cycle where they win a Super Bowl or get to a Super Bowl. I think it's like the last 4 years. This is how this has gone, 4 or 5. It's get to the Super Bowl, lose your offensive coordinator, hire a bum, fire him, bring in someone, or hire someone from within, fire him, bring in someone from the outside, get to a Super Bowl last year and win one, hire from within, and you saw the result this year. Now they bring in Sean Mannion. I can't sit here and say it's not going to be a great hire. Right now, I wouldn't be enthusiastic about it if I'm an Eagles fan. But, I still think Philly's going to have to be reckoned with next year. And then if Stafford comes back, and they can get they can help that cornerback room somehow, because that is their only weakness. They got a good front four. I think the Rams might be your favorites. I think Seattle will be right back again. I got to see what they do in the offseason. Got a bunch of guys up for free agency with Boye Mafe, Kobe Bryant, our starting safety, Kenneth Walker, and some other guys. So we'll see what Seattle manages. We also have a ton of cap room. So we'll see what they decide to do. But I think those four off the top of my head are probably in Chicago. I mean, we're back, so I'll get back into it next break. But I think Chicago will also have to be reckoned with. Their defense wasn't healthy all year, and it got healthy towards the end of the year, and we'll see with that. But here we go. Jason Myers, ball on the tee. Kicks it away to the end zone. So it looks like neither team's liking the idea of kicking it to Marcus Jones, a really good returner, or Rashid Shaheed. Although we've only seen one to Shaheed. While we got this little NBC thing, like I said, Caleb Williams and the Bears and Ben Johnson also going to be a problem. But anyway, 1st and 10 from the 35. Drake May under center. They run it to Travion Henderson, who probably gets 2 to 3. That's a little better from Seattle's defense. Right back at it. Drake May in shotgun, back to his left. 4-man rush, and he's going down. That is Riley Mills, who got activated halfway through the year this year and is a backup defensive tackle. Just bull rushing the living hell out of, is that their center or their left guard? Yeah, he's just bull rushed their left guard. Never had a chance. Man, that guy has barely made plays all year. We got 17 here. Seattle's going to rush 4. They're going to throw a screen on the outside, and it ain't going nowhere. I mean, they got a couple with Diggs, but no more than 5 or 6. All right, let's not get a dumb penalty again. Can we get him out of our bench, please? I don't want no penalties in the Super Bowl. All right. They broke it up. Didn't throw a flag. Thank God. New England got 5 there. So they're punting to Shaheed again. Josh says this game sinks. I completely agree. If this was not my team playing in it, I would be going to bed at halftime. 100% agree with you. That last one, no. No. To Josh's comment, so those of you can see it should have been the pack. Micah Parsons did some dumb ass on his podcast live from the Super Bowl. And then Myles Garrett, I promptly invite you, if you are not a Micah Parsons lover, to go watch the Myles Garrett, go into YouTube, type in Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons interview, and it'll show up right away, and it's gold. because Parsons tries to say that Myles Garrett's lights dimming, he's gonna do all this stuff, and Myles Garrett just owns him. Like, it's not even close. It's actually quite. I had to turn it off. It was so cringeworthy. Like, it was kind of cringeworthy from Garrett's end too. It wasn't just Parsons that made that interview cringe, but Parsons tried to like own him, and there's no owning to be had. He tried. It's like, oh, I tore my ACL after 11 games, and he's like, otherwise I'd have had that record. And then Myles Garrett's like, how many sacks did I have through 11 games? Garrett had more. And that was just part of it. And then he tried to say, Parsons tried to blame the injuries, Packers not advancing in the playoffs. Garrett made a comment like, oh, you were at the door to get into the dance and they kind of let you in, which was cringe on my, like, they still made it. You can't argue that. Browns won 5 games. Like, I'm not sure what Garrett's point is there. However, Garrett had the end all be all because it's like, what happened when we played you guys and y'all were healthy? And Cleveland won that game. So it's a good interview for the first like 20 minutes. If you can sit through the whole thing and not cringe or be mad, if you're a Browns fan or a Packers fan, I highly suggest you go watch it. It's pretty cool. Put on by Bleacher Report. Myles Garrett sits down and he's like, oh, I brought something. And then he brings out his 2 DPOIs for Micah Parsons. You know, Parsons is insanely good and he's great. And he's already a top, I don't know, 2. At worst, he's 3rd. Yeah, Sawyer makes a point. Will Anderson Jr. is good too. All right, we got to go back. Seattle at their own 30 or 28. Under center, Darnold. Gonna run it with Walker. Walker breaks it outside. He's got room, and I think he's got the first down. They're coming a yard short. Yeah, Will Anderson Jr. was hella good too. Like, you can't deny that. He had a way better year than TJ Watt. So, top 4 pass rushers in the NFL: Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, TJ Watt, and Will Anderson Jr. Not sure the order you want to put him in. 2nd and 1. They're going to run with Walker. I don't think he's going to get it. I think he's going to be short. Yeah, he's going to be short. Yes, Christina. So you thought I was watching the Super Bowl without a nooner. You're out of your mind. 3rd and 1. 3rd and inches. Oh, they're going to give him the first down there. Unless NBC had a typo. No, they gave him the first down. Not real sure how they gets the first down in that. Darnold under center. Going to play action. He's going to get... No, he got out of it and threw a bad pass to Kenneth Walker. Sam so far doing a great job. New England's pass rush is very clearly a problem. I think I need to see a screen here. I like to see a screen. Halani's in the backfield, which means they're going to throw, and they are coming. They came. Darnold got it out in time. I got 6 or 7 with Coop. That's a very good blitz pickup from Halani. For those of you who aren't Seattle fans, Kenneth Walker cannot pick up a blitz if his life depended on it, which is why that Charbonnet injury is a big deal to us, because Charbonnet was a threat to run, but also really good in the blitz. Here we go. We got 3rd and 2. Walker's in the backfield. Darnold sending Barner in motion. He's looking to him. He's got K9 on a check down. You're going to get the first down. Just hang it on the ball. There we go. Seattle's offensive line hasn't exactly been doing great, but they are blitzing the living. I guess they only brought – no, they just brought 4 there, and Anthony Bradford just effing olayed the defensive tackle. Anthony Bradford might be the worst offensive guard in football. Somehow resides a starting spot on our offensive line. Darnold under center from the 48. They're going to run it with Walker. Walker gets hit and breaks tackle. Probably gets 3 or 4. Yeah. My wish list for Seattle in the draft is offensive guard. And I know that's nuts because we just drafted one, but Anthony Bradford is so terrible. Just so terrible. And we have the rest of our tackles locked up. But anyway, here we go. 2nd and 6. They're going to run it with Walker. No, that was Halani. He maybe got 1. Might be the first real decision Mike McDonald has to make at this game. Because if it's 4 down territory, you probably run here. But I'm thinking with the way this is played out, they're going to try and throw and punt. Oh, they throw it to Walker out of the backfield and he drops it. Yep. Going to have to punt. At least that was somewhat of a sustained drive from Seattle. Give the defense a breather. K9 just dropped that. I don't know if he's getting the first down if he catches it, but come on, pin him deep, Dixon. Oh, hell yeah. Pinned him at the 2. All right. I got to go talk to my wife. Hold on. Let's make sure they're going to go to commercial, which I'm sure they will. Pretty sure they're going to commercial here. All right. I'll be back. Has some family issues to attend to. Sorry. My 2-year-old wants salsa, but we can't get the salsa open. And also, Drake May back to pass. We got laundry. No, we got timeout from Seattle. Oh. Then she proceeded to take all of the tortilla chips and throw them all over the floor. So, had to go up and help. Like I said in the post, I'm trying to do this while the wife is handling 2 kids. So shout out the wife. All right. Whew. Will consistently saying F word the Pats. We got 2nd and 7 from New England's 5 or 6. And he simply missed him. Can't even say that was good. Drake May just straight up missed Matt Collins. Third and 7, Drake May in shotgun. Seattle's bringing 4. He looks like he's got Pop Douglas for a first down. Someone busted coverage there. He's wide open. New England's showing a little bit of tempo here. 1st and 10. Drake May's going to run it. And Stevenson's going to get maybe 2. Rebecca, I will not be watching the halftime show as I have to go watch my children. Second and 7. They're going to play action. Maffei's got, man, he throws it to nobody. Here we go again. 3rd and 7 with 3:09 left. Becca, if I didn't do it, don't know if I'd be married. Sawyer's a better dad than I am. Megan is Superwoman. For those of you who don't know, my wife works a full-time job and mainly takes care of our 2 kids. All right, we got 3rd and 7. May's got 2 guys in the backfield, and we got a timeout and a false start. So it's going to be 3rd and 12. I don't know who it's on. Will Campbell, the rookie. For those of you tuning in that are not Seahawks or Patriots fans, I'd turn this off at half. I'd very much turn this off at half and go to bed. 3rd and 12. Seattle's got about 6 guys up near the line of scrimmage, and they're bringing them. May's going to go long for Matt Collins, and it's not close. Oh, Trent. How you doing, buddy? Who'd you bet on? on Kalishi. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Miss ya. Hope all is well. New England back in punt formation. They're going to punt it, and it's a good one. Shahi going to catch it at the 30. He's kind of got outside. He got about 10-yard gain if there's no penalties. Seattle plus 5.5. What? Kalishi at 5.5? I thought it was 4.5 everywhere else. I suppose. I don't know if you're still residing in Wisconsin, buddy, but Wisconsin sucks because we can't actually use real sports books. Too much on the line, by the way. I'm sure you're not going to tell me, but man, when I bet, it's like $5 or $10 per bet. Would you throw a 200 piece on them? Oh, okay. So we did the NFC. Also, the game doesn't get over 40. Look good. Enjoyed the game with you. I was your personal. I appreciate you watching, Trent. Miss you, buddy. If you're still in the area, I live in Columbus now. We should get together sometime soon. Get a beer, hang out. I got 2 kids, but the wife, like I said, is Superwoman, so she lets me meet up with people. Message me on Facebook or phone number still the same. So reach out, man. I might not respond right now because I'm watching this game on my phone, but so Cliche, you can change the line and the odds change. Yeah. Oh, okay. 20, but like 20 for us normal people. So I went through the NFC stuff and I don't know in the AFC. Glad to see you're back in the States, Trent. Seriously, hit me up. The Texans defense is so damn good. I just don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. Or they got to get an offensive line that doesn't allow CJ Stroud to die. But I like their future. I don't know their cap situation, and I don't know. Sawyer will have to comment on all of this on an off-season pod. Don't know their cap situation and don't know their free agent situation. But I feel like they should be in a good situation. New England's obviously going to be in a good situation. I mean, as long as Josh Allen exists, good situation. Baltimore, we'll see. Cincinnati, we'll see. You know, the normal culprits with Lamar and Joe Burrow. But I don't know. I don't think there's anything new to say about the AFC other than probably throw New England in the picture. All right, we got Sam Darnold under center from the, 42, 43 here. They are going to play fake, and he hits Cooper Kupp for, let's call it 5. Oh, they got 7. Sam has been under, much like Drake May. Like, both these quarterbacks have absolutely no time to throw the ball. Both defensive coordinators done a hell of a job. We'll see the adjustments that come out in the second half. Seattle's going to have to run one more play here, and I guarantee you that's all they run. They're going to run it with Walker. Walker's going to get a first down, and he's going to keep pushing. Seattle's probably in field goal range going into the 2-minute warning. So back to the AC. Cody Dorman been on once for a Masters preview. Love to have him on for it again. Resident Ravens fan. Sawyer, as you guys know, resident Texans fan. Will and our buddy Brandon, resident Dolphins fans. Kurt is a Falcons fan. And who am I missing? Otherwise, it's Packer fans. think I'm not missing anybody. But I don't know. Our chat has been through it. Let's put it that way. Like, I'm the last one in our chat to win a Super Bowl. And that was 13 years ago. And Kurt's the last one to have been to one, but I certainly don't like bringing that up for him. Not fair to him, because that was the 28-3 one. But I don't know. Like, I think our chat should be pretty optimistic next year. I think Miami's going to get a new quarterback. Oh, Trent, I already told you. You probably didn't listen to me ramble, but I already went through the NFC. I said the Eagles. The Eagles are one of like 4 teams in the NFC, for sure. 100%. We'll see what they do with A.J. Brown. But if they move off of A.J. Brown, they're going to get hella capital. So they're going to get at least a first-round pick, if not 2. So, but AFC-wise, like Texans, I think have a lot to be optimistic about. They got to figure out the C.J. Stroud thing. Trent says Max Crosby's going to the Eagles. That was another team I saw. Max Crosby on that defense is absolutely insane. But back to the AFC, like the Texans, I don't know what to do with Kansas City, because I don't know how long Patrick Mahomes is going to be out, and then I don't know who they have play quarterback for him, and I don't think the rest of that roster is good enough to hold serve. So I will be extremely interested next summer, fall, whatever their over-under is. If it comes out high, like 9.5, 10.5, I would get on it early, because they're not going to say anything about Mahomes, like, definitively, unless he's going to play week 1, which is not going to happen. So what they have for a backup quarterback for, I don't know, I'd guess 5 to 6 weeks. I don't know how you bet it, and I don't know how you consider him in the playoffs. But anyway, Darnold under center from New England's 40, I don't know, 6-ish. They're going to run it to Walker. Walker kind of had a crease outside, but they closed it. I think they'll give him 1. If y'all are wondering how this drive is going to end, it's going to be Seattle bleeding the clock until New England starts calling timeouts to settle for a field goal. So if y'all want to go get your chips and stuff, I'd probably go do it. Doesn't look like New England's in any hurry to call any of their timeouts either. Maybe after this play, if it goes nowhere. Darnold back to pass, checks it down to Helani. Helani makes a man miss and squirts forward to, I don't know, it's probably 3rd and 2. I'd take all 30 seconds if I was Seattle and go for it. Doesn't appear that they're going to do that. They run it with Walker, and he's going to get it. Now you kind of get into hurry-up mode. Yeah, Seattle's going to burn one, unless that's New England. No, it's Seattle. I'd be surprised if that was New England. Because now you're in Myers range, and you feel pretty comfortable. They're going to go to commercial here. I think Seattle's in Myers range. I don't know. I don't exactly know how aggressive they're going to be here. Sam hasn't looked good. Might be 3 runs, to be honest with you. And let me reiterate how much this sucks for fans of neither of these two teams in the Super Bowl. Because it sucks. They at least like to have one touchdown. Maybe Seattle does something here. I don't really foresee it. And there goes my microphone. This thing is not very stable. It's fallen through many podcasts. But I don't see Seattle being very aggressive here. I'd say maybe they throw it on first down here. And if they don't get anything, it's probably 2 runs. It may be New England calls timeouts, but yeah, this Super Bowl sucks. It's unfortunately kind of what I expected, to be honest with you. It's going to be about Clint Kubiak and Josh McDaniels making adjustments at halftime. Because if Seattle gets a field goal here, New England's going to need to come out and get some second half. And that's where I kind of see maybe they do a little razzle-dazzle, a little trick play. I kind of thought they would have tried it already, and they just haven't. So we'll see. Something's coming soon. Vrabel's going to get desperate. Vrabel kind of getting beat at his own game right now, too. So, all right, we're back. Like I said, I probably think first down throw here. And if they get nothing, it's going to be 2 runs. I got 1 timeout left, too. Just can't put the ball in harm's way. Check down to Cup. He's going to try and get out of bounds, and he's not going to. Seattle's called their last timeout. Well, there goes my 2 runs theory. Now they got to throw it. Trust Sam to throw it away if it's not there. Unless they're utterly just okay with settling for a field goal and running a draw here. Which they might be. Get a run it, get on it, spike it, go into half. Well, they're going to throw it. Darnold's going to check down again to Cup with 17 seconds. They're going to call it incomplete, which means it's 3rd down. Oh, he didn't drop that. That's a catch. That's a catch. I mean, I don't know what it really matters. Maybe it does hit the ground. I don't know if in the end it really truly matters to you, to be honest. Hell of a catch by Cup if he did catch it. But I don't. No, it touches. It grazes the ground. I'd probably let that stand incomplete. And truthfully, I don't think it really matters. I mean, maybe Seattle takes 1 shot at the end zone. Man, that's so close. Yeah, again, I don't know that it really matters, to be honest with you. This is probably a shot at the end zone and a kick. Maybe even a run and they get up to the line of scrimmage. It might be a run. And New England's going to call timeout. Of course, we can't just get to half. Not sure why New England's calling timeout. Maybe Vrabes just doesn't want to go in with all three. Sam Darnold's been blitzed on 65% of his dropbacks tonight. That's insane. Yeah. I mean, at some point, it's not his fault. He's just getting the blitz pissed out of him. Maybe a shot at the end zone here. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, throw it away. Wasn't a terrible shot. Gonzalez maybe could have picked it, but man, if Darnold hits him on the money. Honestly, Gonzalez probably should have picked it. All right, Darnold or Myers. Attaboy. Super Bowl MVP, Jason Myers. Listen, I'll tell you the game sucks, but if we win off all field goals, I will not apologize. Be curious to see if Vrabel takes some shots here. Also, heads up, guys, I'm ending this stream at half, and I'm probably going to come back down here, or I'll be upstairs. If I come back down here, my reactions are going to be very tame. Yeah, Trent, what is that on Kalishi right now? Or however the hell you say that. Because I don't. Who else is the MVP right now? I mean, that's got to be insane odds. And I don't. There isn't one Seattle player on defense that has been. Oh, why would you even kick it to him? All right, worked out. Yeah, let me know before I end this stream, dude. It's got to be like 25-1. It's only 10 times. Suppose. Way this is going. All right, I'm going to see. It looks like they're going to take a knee. Kenneth Walker kind of makes sense. All right, guys, I'll be back after halftime.